Well, alright, so that's a little bit weird. The game clearly already started. Maybe there's a delay? Or something? I don't know. Oh, this visual is so pretty. Okay, well now I'm getting sick. What's going on here? Where are those mountains, like, in the background? Like, I want to know what part of the world is this from? Why is Riot using hacks? They forbid hacks. What was that land? Wait a minute. There was, like, some brown altar thing. Felt like I was in World of Warcraft. The altar thing. Never fuck. God damn it. Alright. Anyways. Okay, so let's see. The team comms. This is really bizarre. So okay, you have TSM with a 4-1. You have TSM having the option for a 4-1 split comp. But the problem is that's basically negated by the Twisted Fate. So you can't actually do that. And then you have SOAS Twisted Fate. Well, I mean you have a 4-1 that can come out of Origin. Except it's backed up by Twisted Fate, so the advantage goes to Origin. The later the game goes on, I guess the advantage goes to Origin. Depending on the angles, and I'm saying that mostly because of the color. I think that it's a lot easier for Origin to constrict Baron, and I think that the bot lane push via Twisted Fate is a lot stronger for blue side than it is going to be for red side. Also because of the Baron component, and then also because I don't feel like Dragon is too strong for either of these teams, and I don't see them making points to try to get to any sort of 5th Dragon Exodia type thing, because Twisted Fate is already strong at raising towers, because wow, that was a really bad trade by Hanser. Okay. Pretty standard routes so far for everyone. I feel like Hanser just messed up there. He could have definitely procced a Vital. I do think that the high tension mid lane is benefiting TSM more than it's benefiting Origin because of the Lee Sin component. It's only going to benefit Origin in a counter gank, but that's obviously not going to happen because Lee Sin has initiative over release. I don't like the fact that Lee Sin showed himself there, or not that he showed, but that he went for that. I feel like that was very coin flippy. Okay, I just realized that let me make sure I'm unmuted, by the way, for everyone on Discord. Okay, and the game timer is 3 minutes and 55 seconds. 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. Okay, so that's just the timestamp if you're following along. Looks like Yellow Star got caught out, and that was a little bit bizarre. So now Origin is going to be able to capitalize on taking top tower, or they might get top. I don't understand the indecisiveness from Double Lift right there, but I think they can just get top tower. Well, they could have gotten top tower. I think it would have been really interesting to concede mid pressure, get top tower there, and then, well, would they have gotten top? Maybe that's really thin. Maybe they can't actually get top tower there. Maybe that's really, really, really thin. And then if they can't get top tower, just getting a lot of pressure on it would basically not do anything. But basically what I was thinking there is if you get top tower and then you can secure Rift Herald off of the recall, then you have a really strong wake up, and I think it negates the disadvantage that you would have accumulated on the east side of the map. I do think, though, that because of the obvious advantage that Origin has claimed, that Mythian Amazing now going on rooms is completely fine. I don't like the teleport right there, though. Well, they might end up getting the kill. Okay, well, Bjergsen flashes. So you trade teleport for flash. I think that's fine because Destiny is going to be coming up relatively soon, and when you have that up, it's going to be really, really difficult for TSM to respond to it. And it looks like they're rotating down Braum and Lucian. I don't think that this is necessarily the best play, but the problem is that you don't really have any other option, because what you have to do is you have to constrict the areas that Origin can actually make use of Twisted Fate in. And you see the Roa coming out of Twisted Fate first. Oh, wow, he managed to get out of there. Huh. I don't know if it's correct not to flash in kill there. This is definitely going to get a little... Okay. Well, this is really hard to pay attention to. Okay, Origin... Alright. That's not Dopa. Alright, but they have Sven in top lane. So this is just really wonky by TSM, and then on top of that, Lucian has the call, and you see that there's no call on Kalista. I think that definitely, given the advantage now that Kalista has over Doublelift, I think that it's completely fine if Kalista were to get a call. And it looks like they're re-swapping back Hanser into top lane, which I think is not the best of decisions. Because I think that if the top lane tower goes down, they can easily make use of trying to get the Herald before they leave, and if they can give the Herald to Twisted Fate, then it opens up so much mobility for him, where he can just easily shove in Corki and get away, and then you can basically just attack Corki's mana, and I think that's really good. Huh. The interesting thing for me... God, I don't know if I'm just... I mean, I can't be tired. I just woke up a few hours ago. But, anyways, the interesting thing for me is that TSM voluntarily has put themselves in a bad spot, like, 3 times now this game, which doesn't make any sense. The first was with Lucian's recall timing. The second was with the decision to go down to bottom. The third being the decision to rotate Hanser back to top. I don't think that Origin had to actually... I think if Origin kept the line swap going, it actually would have benefited them, because Twisted Fate's Destiny was on cooldown at that point. So I think it would have been fine. They should just get top tower off that. And they're not going to get top tower off it, or are they? Okay, Fiora's there, Lee Sin's there. So they're going to trade tower for tower, but the towers don't actually benefit them, because with Twisted Fate being in mid, he's going to end up getting to recall when Elise and Trundle can hold the wave, or if Elise and Trundle don't hold the wave, then the bot lane can probably get there to hold it. I'm yawning so much. Oh my god. Ow. The one thing that TSM has, the one thing TSM has going for them is the Fiora is actually pretty big, and she is moving definitely at a pace much faster than Trundle, so that's important. However, the global gold from Origin is going to begin to kick in because it's not just going to be the top tower that's going down. There's also going to be the mid tower. And I think they're also in a position to end up getting the Herald. And the Herald doesn't seem so big, but it really is, and it definitely adds up, especially if they can capture it too. I think this is Herald timing. And it looks like... Okay, nice. All right, perfect. Perfect Herald timing. And it seems like because Herald timing is so, like, not understood yet, not just by, like, Western teams, but everyone in the world, it doesn't look like there's even timings to defend against it, because I think it's really undervalued by teams. I don't think they really understand how powerful it is. Did they give it to Elise again? Alright, that just needs to stop. Like, oh mother of it. You could have easily just handed it, like, to Thresh, okay? And if you hand it to Thresh, and then you have Thresh go mid lane with TF and tap the minions, and then you just bulldoze down mid tower by attacking Corki's mana, it gives basically everyone on your team safe recalls, because it's gonna basically draw Lee Sin out of the woods. And if you do that, then what? Then how does TSM respond? You don't actually need it on Elite. It doesn't do anything. It's just such a... It's so useless relative to how you could move around the map. I feel like it's still being underutilized, and I don't understand why it's given to the jungler. Alright, so Fiora, they end up getting a flash out of Fiora, and then Bjergsen doesn't treat it like TF, but he wasn't in a situation... Well, treat it like TF, you know, is pretty funny since it is actually TF, but... he wasn't in a position to really do anything in mid lane anyway, so TSM is constantly on the back foot here. This is also interesting. And the caster, Monty's talking about it right now. The fact that Trundle is going full tank, I think is partly due to the TF component. So Trundle is still going to be able to split push later on. You don't really need Trundle dealing damage when you have Twisted Fate and when you have Callista. And on top of that, when he's split pushing later on, you just want him to create enough of a window for Twisted Fate to Destiny Gate in on whoever's trying to prevent his split push. So I don't think it's actually that bad. I don't like when people begin to talk about the picks as if it's somehow a very big problem. I think it is extremely dishonest. Unless, of course, you're being serious in why people are losing or anything. Trundle can easily get away with going full tank. You don't have to have him have any sort of AD items, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Now, they fucked up there against Hanser, okay? But that's what you want. You want Trundle to be tanky. He's still gonna do his job split pushing. And then on top of that, the Twisted Fate on the back is just too much. And if that ends up happening, it is all too easy to just open up so many so many windows of opportunity for Origin off of Fiora's death. And Trundle's not the only one that can do it. Obviously, the entire team can make use of it. You can even do 1-3-1s with this team comp, or you can do 1-1-3s. 1-1-3s are really, really powerful with the Twisted Fate component, because then it enables you to become a 2-0-3 or a 1-0-4 almost instantly. When this happens and they all go for Dragon, it's a little bit unfortunate because they don't have a wave to make use of in mid lane, but it's not so bad. The first Dragon doesn't really do too much for them, so this was a little bit bad. So you should anticipate, I think you throw the Q before you throw the gold card, but maybe the timer was ticking, so in which case, okay, so if the timer's ticking, you obviously want to keep running at an angle before you throw the gold card. That way you can still maybe catch up to her, but that's a little unfortunate. But if Fiora goes down there, then they probably almost certainly lose top tower. They're not going to get mid tower, and then they're just going to get dragon. So they're going to trade dragon for top tower and a kill, which is not going to be worth it for TSM because we've already established that the dragons don't really do anything. Now, this is a little bit peculiar because it looks like they're doing a 0-0-5. If you're TSM, I think because of the TF Trundle component, it is a little bit risky if you trade bottom tier 2 for top tier 2. Like, you know, you just give it up and then you have Fiora get top tier 2. But it would be a nice acceleration in some instances if you're confident in outplaying the opponent via vision. So it could be a sacrifice that looks really bad on paper, but it can be based on the opponent's range. So I think that would actually be fine. No, it's like Origin's gonna get the second Herald, and this is where it becomes really nice because it's effectively 34% of a kill, which is really, really big to get to every member on your team. It's really, really, really nice. So I definitely like the Herald capturing. Actually, I'm gonna tweet that really quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Alright, that TF ulti, I think, was a little bit bizarre, but whatever. And not the ulti itself, but the angle that he chose to take. Alright, so now you have Trundle in top lane, but you don't have TF. I'm so sorry, my throat started to swell up, and I don't know why. Might be just having allergies. Okay. So now I think this is the situation where you begin to go into 2-3-0s. And when I say 2, I mean like you just have like Thresh basically hanging out somewhere in between, basically protecting Trundle, and you just have the other 3 pushing mid together, and then you play around Twisted Fate's ultimate. I think that's the best decision that you can make. And then I think after that, after the next dragon ends up getting secured, then I think that you re-go into 0-3-2s because your top lane is basically a sacrificial lamb if you're Origin at that point. And then you just use, well, not 3-0-2s, but 0-4-1s into 0-3-2s via Twisted Fate ultimate on the back of Trundle. I think is the best decision that you can make. The important thing to know also, in terms of Lucian Callista Gold, is they're relatively even in CS. The 2 Heralds is also negated by the call, so that's a little unfortunate there. And now you see the rapid fire cannon coming out of TSM instead of Static Shiv, which is definitely the correct choice, given that they don't really have any option other than Fiora for a split push potential. and the team fights against Origin are not going to be nearly condensed enough. Sorry, for Shiv to be of much benefit. Okay. This Baron call is really interesting. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Given the incomplete information that was provided to TSM, it's not even like Origin can use an argument for, you know, them being inside of the jungle or something. They have to be somewhere, so that decision doesn't make any sense. If, like, they had just been on the map and maybe Kalista needed a recall, or, like, Kalista went into a location to recall, and then maybe they think that she's recalling, that would be very interesting. But they know that she just came off of a recall. It doesn't make any sense for her not to be anywhere on the map, and everything was basically dark. So, of course, Baron's going to get sniffed out really quick. So, that's not really... I mean, that's TSM using no information as information. So that was really, really nice by TSM. That Flash Cocoon was a little eager. Okay, that was a really nice teleport by Soaz, and it looks like the team fight's about to break out. Fiora is going to get a beautiful flank, but it might be a little too late. And if Double Lift goes down, then this is definitely Baron. Okay, Double Lift goes down. Fiora's getting there way too late. Oh, that's Baron. Oh, that is Baron. Although, Amazing did go down, so... Wow. Amazing going down might actually be the one thing that can stop this Baron, because you're fighting against a Lee Sin smite. Yeah, you can't do this anymore. Can't do it. Oh mother of... Oh, okay, yep, all right. So Amazing going down was really, really nice by Bjergsen to get that snipe on. That was really, really crucial. Also, I want to point out Fiora's build's a little bit weird. Did I just miss-see that build? Maybe I miss-saw it. What was that little... Oh, was that like... No, that couldn't be silence, was it? Like, what was the little 3 bubbles that appeared over Thresh? I don't even know what that was. That was really good. Alright, now Amazing going down there is actually why this does not turn out to be as good as it as good as it could have been. So now... If you're TSM, the problem that you're facing again is that TSM or Origin has Destiny Gate, and so now when they have Destiny Gate, and now Trundle continuing to go on to that super tanky path, that very tanky variant, this is what's basically going to happen every single time. And this is why you do the tank Trundle. Okay, so this is why you do not need to tunnel vision into some AD Trundle or hybrid Trundle variant, okay? It's because of the Twisted Fate component. Alright, and that's all that you need to do, is you just need to have the innate tankiness, because on top of that, the innate tankiness is also going to mean that you're going to be able to tower dive, and you're going to be able to chase way beyond towers if that ever came up, which means that Twisted Fate has the ability to Destiny Gate in underneath the tower, whereas sometimes that might be a little bit risky. But in this scenario, it's not going to be. Now, I don't like how they didn't really do too much off that kill onto Fiora. I also don't like this this teleport. I don't think that it's necessary. I think easily what you just do right there is you chase 3v3 and Twisted Fate with Lsxyzcoaching, okay, and Trundle just kill that tower instantly. And then after you kill the tower and you chase, then you guys can join in mid lane. You force a stalemate, and you try to get the mid tower via Lsxyzcoaching again. And then you back up through the red side jungle, through Barren River, etc. You set up control, and then you recall. But you do not recall all together. You recall in phases. Now, this is where the problem is gonna show itself. Is when, okay, well, Haunter ends up getting the kill, but he ends up using a flash for it. But that's okay, because Soaz used flash as well. But this is where the problem is going to start to show, where if Twisted Fate doesn't have Destiny Gate, or if Twisted Fate doesn't have Teleport, then he can't really aid Soaz. And if that's going to be the case, then yes, then the tanky Trundle is going to, be problematic. But that is something that Origin can play around, and TSM can't really play around it unless Origin is willing to let it happen, because it has to be Origin's choice for it to occur. So basically, this teleport by TF is really poor. I don't know who called it, but it's just not good. And then it looks like Soaz chose to fight against Haunter, so that's also a little bizarre. So now TSM picks up another tower, Dragon coming up now in 40 seconds, and it looks like TSM is in a beautiful position to basically secure control over it. Although Yellowstar did just get caught out. I don't know if... okay, that is going to be enough to bring him down. And then Power of... Oh, Fiora! Oh, I think he should have embraced death. And the reason that I think that you just embraced death there is because, honestly, the tower already went down. There's nothing Double Lift could have gained off of that. So I think embracing would have just been completely okay right there, because you didn't really get anything beyond that. So that's a little unfortunate. So we've seen Twisted Fate make some questionable decisions this game, and none of them are small by any means. They are game-changing decisions on a macro level. And it looks like Svenskeren immediately goes down, Soaz with a really nice pillar, and Soaz is really tanky, much tankier than he should be. Mithy gets in there, and it looks like he's going to end up securing down Lucian. And will Bjergsen go down? Soaz is really tanky. Wow, okay. And so nothing ends up coming out of that. But the thing that you have to remember is Twisted Fate wasn't here for this. Okay? And Fiora not being there is not nearly as important as Twisted Fate, because Twisted Fate, even though he doesn't have all of the kills, he has his passive as well, right? So, that passive gold is absolutely gigantic. If you looked at a gold measurement or something, TF is probably making up a huge portion of Origin's gold, but not only the gold, but the damage output, because Elise is sort of like hybrid AP tank. Oh my god, Power of Evil got that dragon, and that's really, really big, because let's say that that TSM secures that. They are potentially, okay, 13 minutes, realistically, probably away from Exodia. And if they can get Exodia, then it basically ends. Oh, man. That was really, really big, the Twisted Fate steal onto Dragon. So now if you're Twisted Fate and Trundle, you need to just go back to rinse, wash, repeat. Especially because if you can do a rinse, wash, repeat on the Trundle split push with TF Destiny Gate, we've already seen that TSM does not have a reliable answer to it. Especially because TF Trundle is going to beat Lee Sin Fiora 100% of the time. And it looks like Origin's calling for a trade? I don't understand. Does Power of Evil light up Double Lift? No, he doesn't. So this is like the fourth time now that we've seen Power of Evil make really poor decisions. I'm just sitting here, by the way, and as I'm watching this live, you would really have to have something like against like either because even though there's like mistakes being made or something, there's so many mistakes being made that to really just pinpoint a few and use that against a player, unless it's like happening every single game, I think is really unfair. And I'm just thinking about like a criticism that some people can get. Like, we're seeing it in this game, sure. It is pretty bad that, you know, multiple mistakes are being made by TF, right? But I can't imagine like 2 months going by and this is all that you like this game being brought. I just can't imagine that. It seems really bizarre, actually. I'm thinking about it. I also don't know how you can quantify so simply all of the errors that a team is making, like into layman's terms. Like I don't think it's really possible, given how like polar opposite sometimes comps are, and how the opponent's level that they're playing against is. It's just something really random popping into my mind. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but anyways, getting back to it. Okay, Mithy ends up getting caught out, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna. All right, so he goes out and he goes back in. All right, so, and then it looks like Sen's gonna go right down. So the angle of attack from Origin, I think, was really poor here. They're not sticking to their guns. We already saw that TSM did not have an answer to the TF Trundle combo. So why wasn't it just being abused over and over? In addition to the fact that you have 2 teleports. So if anything really gets out of control in the 4v3 in any sort of a defensive manner, then you have 2 teleports that you can just kind of collapse in on TSM. Oh my god. Are they gonna... Oh my... Okay. Okay. Amazing law. If that steal just happened, I don't know what would have happened. So this is really interesting. So here's an instance that we've talked about where you attack Baron without attacking Baron. So they're conceding the fact that they can't reliably defend against this onslaught. Oh my god, Haunster might just die. Haunster might die. Oh my god. So now they're gonna trade. No, why do you TP? What are you doing? Come on, Kalista was up. They would be on mid inhibitor right now. 100% they're on mid inhibitor. And then you just have Mithy, you have, okay, alright, like, you just have Mithy basically chase them down. You sacrifice Mithy. They can't break it. If they try to turn and go for a break, then you recall Twisted Fate. I mean, obviously, I can just see the people saying to me right now, but LS, they have Baron recall. No, that doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't, relative to the speed of a Lichbane Deathcap Twisted Fate. I think at this point in the game, I think TF would 3.5 Lichbane shot a tower when you factor in Trundle. Like, he wouldn't even need the third one, I don't think, to get up the tower. So then what? Then it takes about 7 seconds, or no, about 9 seconds to raise the tower. That's so fast. I mean that's just double the time of a Baron recall, which means if you can just delay it just even a little bit, I think you can actually get mid inhibitor, and I think that's fine. And with Kalista having come up with Runons and such defensive items, right, out of the Maw and the Bloodthirster, I think it would have been fine. Origin is... This is a very bizarre game where they had so much control and they had so much power inside of their kit. Now imagine if this was 4th Dragon. Oh my god. TSM could literally just become Hungry Box from Smash and just float off the side of the stage until the 5th Dragon, and there would be nothing that Origin could do about it. Because if they just stalled around the east hand side of the map for the 5th Dragon, they could even give Origin Baron. It wouldn't mean anything. It would just literally be the end of the world. Looks like this could actually be the game. Mithy has way too little HP to be thrown in, so Kalista basically doesn't have an ultimate. And I think it's going to be too little too late. Okay. Oh, my... Oh! Oh, it was almost a 2-for-1, but Svenskaren a little bit slow on that. But, however, his overzealousness... Oh, my God. That Lee Sin tunnel vision, I think, just cost them the dragon. And it cost them the inhibitor. So that's actually really, really bad. This isn't happening. We're actually getting like a real game now again. And now the problem with this is Twisted Fate's Destiny Gate. It opens up such, oh my god, and the fact that it's mid lane, if TSM takes one bad fight, it could be all over because of the dual teleport plus Destiny Gate being able to just close ground and cut off people. Haunser was looking for a backdoor. He forgot he's not Teemo. Alright, he ends up securing it anyway, but it doesn't matter because it's basically mid inhibitor for mid inhibitor. I don't like how they didn't block. Well, it doesn't really matter actually. Never mind. I'm sorry. I forgot that this isn't the third dragon, or this is the third dragon. It's not the fourth for TSM. We were talking about, you know, if that was the fourth dragon for TSM, which it could have been had Power of Evil not stolen it with the TF wildcard. So this was really bizarre. So Origin. 100%, they just should have lost this. But that was just really, really unfortunate. Not just unfortunate, but it was also a bad decision to go for that. Because we already talked about how many more macro... Like, you can sit there and say, okay, if I kill Elise, then we win the game. You don't win the game. Killing Thresh doesn't also win you the game. All that ends up happening there is, okay, you don't lose mid inhibitor, but ultimately, nothing really good happened by not killing. Like, it's just a bad macro decision. There's nothing that you can really say about that. Okay, so they trade Lee Sin for Twisted Fate. Lee Sin, he's not the biggest. Okay, well, I don't understand Haunser waiting right there. I think this is very, very, very risky. Oh my god. Why would you do that? You're like, Fiora's the last line of defense. This isn't happening. No. Oh no. Oh no. All because of the Lee Sin. This is all happening because he chased. No. Oh, wow. They're not going to go for the end. They're going to go for the Baron instead. But Amazing has no HP, so cool. Oh, my God. What are you doing? Oh. 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 No, don't say that Bjergsen preventing them from doing Baron was quite good. It was a horrible decision that is going to lose them the game in probably... I don't even know. You could run that scenario like... I'm confident that if we ran the scenario with identical players over 100 or like 100 times, I am fully confident, and that would throw in like 80 of them. Now, in before people are like, well, that seems to really like the 80-20 percentage. Well, no, I really think that is a very rare instance where Corki does not meet his death right there. Oh my god. Wow. The reason that I'm so curious about the decision to not end is primarily because of the Twisted Fate coming up relatively soon. So even if you end up trading some members, Twisted Fate's basically able to join the fight really soon, and then he can also probably afford a Sork Pen Elixir. I think the Baron Call is fine. I think that dropping the ball on killing Corki, though, is not fine. Especially because I don't think Bjergsen knows, and I'm not trying to offend like TSM's ability to keep timers or anything. I don't think he knows whether or not Kalista has ulti. Okay, well, Rend. Okay, this is the game right here. All right, Origin holds. Origin remains all alive. Now all that they need to do is top lane is completely irrelevant. Okay, all you need to do now is a 3 or a 1-1-3. Okay, you do a 1-1-3. Well, I guess you can't do a 1-1-3 actually because you no longer have. Wow, that's really unfortunate. Okay, then all that you have to do now is a 0-2-3, 0-2-3, 0-2-3, 0-2-3. 0-2-3 into a 0-1-4 into a 1-0-4. The one being Twisted Fate when Destiny's up. Destiny Gate. I think that's all that you really need to do. Oh my god, if double. Oh man. Oh, but amazing. Okay, amazing got caught out. Hanser is on the prowl. Okay, this is like throw after throw after throw. It's like I feel like I'm at the Olympics, like that tossing competition thing. I feel like that's what's going on right now. Isn't Corki using like the Olympic skin or something too? Oh man. Like I'm at the Olympics. Oh man. It looks like we are going into one more fight. Oh man. Okay, so now. Oh jeez. 1-4-0 is fine here because the bottom inhibitor is dead. I don't think that there's any reason to join up and just. All right, that play by Amazing there, I don't think was totally necessary. I think easily you can just make your way into TSM space. This is really, really, really interesting. The other thing is, I think honestly, if we're looking at this from a macro standpoint, in a tournament life standpoint, because technically this is tournament life for Origin, I don't think that they're in a position where they need to coin flip. I think they can go for the least variance plays, and what I mean by that is I think you take mid inhibitor, you do not fight, and you just take the dragon, so that you lock TSM out of the fifth dragon. Assuming that the fight goes like even. Oh my god. Oh! Okay, and that actually, Lucian having to base there should actually be that tower. Will it? Will it? Will it? No, it won't. Oh, it will. Okay, now the fight breaks out. See, the onus is on TSM to do something here. All Origin actually has to do is extend the fight and they win. And it looks like they're going to win anyway. What is going on in the background? I saw this giant purple disc. Okay, alright, so Hansu was trying to chase TF. Now, without Lee Sin, this is probably going to be over. You just have to lean on TSM until the super minions do the job for you and until TSM is forced to base. So it looks like Bjergsen's trying his damnedest, but I don't think it's actually going to matter. Oh, and now there's no QSS, and it looks like goodbye, Lucian. Oh my god, it's like, it's Bjergsen versus the world. I just realized. Double lift is 187. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Okay, so concluding thoughts is it was a nice salvage and recovery by Origin. It is really sad that they dropped their win conditions and they just completely ignored something that TSM just clearly did not have a response to. And yet again, we saw the absolutely, I mean, abysmal is just an understatement in terms of the macro play that's coming out of TSM. And I feel so bad for Bjergsen. I just don't know what to say. And then honestly, I mean, the least, like, we can obviously sit there and nitpick so many instances, but it has to be a very bad feeling to know that the Lee Sin chase onto Elise just caused this. Like, it was a chain of events following that. I don't know. It really sucks. Like, wow. But okay. So now we're going into game 3, I guess. And yeah. So that game was definitely interesting. TSM had no response to the TF Trundle, but then eventually Origin just stopped using it. I think that Origin outplayed them for the most part in a lot of ways until they dropped the ball, and then TSM did a really nice job at capturing and pouncing. Power of Evil made a lot of very poor decisions on Twisted Fate, and TSM punished accordingly. But then they just dropped the ball, and that's unfortunate. So that's it.